What's going on, everyone? Welcome back. Today I'm going to be showcasing some Shadow Dragon Breath Gyarados in the Jungle Cup. This Pokemon also recently got access to the Twister buff, which makes it a pretty good Pokemon as far as a Dragon-type attacker goes that's not actually a Dragon-type itself. It's one of the quickest Pokemon in the game with Aqua Tail, and it pairs very well with Quagsire as well as Corviknight. I'm going to be running Water Gun on my Quagsire because in this meta it feels like Water-type damage is just so nice to have, and while Mudshot did get buffed this season, I think Water Gun is still the way to go in this specific format, but it's still kind of an interesting Pokemon nonetheless. Real quick, before we get into the battles, I want to ask if you're not currently subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so. It does help out quite a bit, and I'd really appreciate it. But let's get into the battles and see what this team can do. Alright. Well, let's see if Water Gun Quagsire is going to be the play this time around. Good lead, probably. It might be on Bug Bite. I don't know in this meta if Volt Switch or Bug Bite is better, and they are on Bug Bite, so actually I'm going to switch out. It might be strange to bring in a Gyarados into a Steel type, right? But the thing is, if they're not on Volt Switch, I actually resist the fast move pressure, and I do pretty easily outpace. So, I'm going to go for the Aqua Tail. We do see a no-shield. That's a lot of damage to get. I mean, shield this up, right? There's no way they're going to Sand Tomb us, right? Rock Tomb will lower my attack stat, though, so being switch locked in with a debuff is kind of sad. But they're still staying in, which is crazy to me. I'm going to go for the Aqua Tail again before they can throw a move. Get a shield, maybe a knockout, depending on what they want to do here. Corviknight plus Quagsire is generally a pretty good core to have switch with. Whoa, they bring in a Quagsire into my Shadow Gyarados? I mean, they can't even knock me out with an Aqua Tail from here. They need to Stone Edge me, right? They're at 5. Well, what are they going to do? What do they have in the back that they're so scared? Aqua Tail doesn't KO, right? Maybe it does. I guess Shadow into Shadow it could. But that's still gonna... Okay, it does knock us out. Fair enough, fair enough. I was overvaluing what I could do there. 3, 4... Alright, so they do have access to another Aqua Tail. I could have come in Corviknight here, but I think either way, it's going to be kind of an awkward takedown. I'm going to go and just overfarm as much as I can. If they want to shield this Aqua Tail, I think I'll match shields here now. And we'll see what they do. Or if they shield this, do I ever catch on Corviknight? No, they let that go. Okay. What's in the back? What did they not want against my Gyarados? I guess it was a Shadow Garchomp. Okay. I'm pretty sure Corviknight also kind of walls this, so that's pretty nice. Big Aqua Tail. Likely we get a shield. And at this point, can Garchomp have Fire Blast? It might be able to, but they must not. Nice, let's go. Alright, we got our next battle. Shadow Quagsire into Emolga. Wait, that's a very good leader. Backline hates this guy. And the thing is, Mudshot is normally pretty awkward here, but Water Gun probably makes this matchup pretty nice for us, actually. They bring in a Corviknight of their own. And I think the play here is just go for a bit of a chip and dip. Water Gun is going to shred their HP. We've already seen them down to about maybe 70% HP just on fast move pressure. Aqua Tail, I guess he gets a shield, but I was going to say it's going to put them into payback range. Interesting shield by them. Because the thing that's not great for them right now is that they are going to be in double payback range. I am outside of double payback range, so potentially this game, I should be able to make this really bad for them, where I don't even need to shield the next move from them. Although maybe I will, just because if I no-shield, then they can air cutter us, and I probably do want to win switch against an Emolga. Or maybe they switch out to the Emolga now. I think that's honestly fine by me, though. I mean, I'm fine chilling a discharge if I have to. I have a lot of energy here still. So we'll shield this up. Discharge will likely knock us out from this range. Emolga has a decent amount more attack than other electric types in PvP. Although Acrobatics might knock us out too, so I'm going to shield and hope for the best. It's a little bit worrisome if they bait us. They don't bait, though, so that's nice. Okay. Can I reach the next Aqua Tail before they get their next move off? Emolga's putting in a little bit of work. I'm not going to lie, it is a little bit nerve-wracking what it's doing right now. They let that go, though. I should farm down. Oh, but they just save it because they're annoying. Wow, they are dancing around very well this game. Not going to lie, this is not looking great because they have a discharge loaded. They can one-shot my Gyarados at any time if they want to. But maybe I water gun this down. I do not. Ugh. I don't know if there's much I can beat in the back, I'm going to be honest. I think that discharge that they have loaded is going to be very difficult to come back from. And the desync switch clocks as well, not super great. They bring in Altaria. So I guess having Twister here is actually pretty nice this time. Um, but that Emolga, man. That Emolga is what's freaking me out. Big Twister. Likely gets a shield. Yep. If they give me more fast move pressure against them, and I can put them into payback range, I would be pretty happy. Emolga does have that energy, though, still. We have to always keep that in mind. We don't quite get knocked out there. That's when they throw their energy? Well, okay, then. I don't think they should have done that. I sand attack down now, and I should be able to go payback plus air cutter against this Altaria. I think I do need a payback plus Altaria combo, or plus what am I saying? Payback plus air cutter to knock out Altaria. There goes in my English, by the way. So I'll go for the potential boost first. English is hard. Just putting that out there. We'll go for the payback now. Might still not be quite enough to knock out. I didn't get the attack boost like I was fishing for, but it will put them pretty low. Maybe into, like, even water gun downrange. Oh, it's gonna be close. Uh-oh. This is gonna come down to one-turn fast moves. We'll see. We'll see. Come on, water gun Quagsire. This is why I chose you. I was gonna try to catch there, but didn't quite get it. They survive. So, despite their poor play, and for some reason wasting their discharge, Altaria is just too much there. Alright, we got danced around that last game quite hard in the beginning parts of the match. Hopefully... Oh, I don't love this lead. I'm going to switch, though, into my Gyarados. I don't love that I don't have an answer to Shadow Gyarados necessarily, but maybe we can get some shields down and put in some work at some point this game. This is not great. I'm going to undercharge this, I think, a little bit to give my Quagsire some more farm. Wow, the Shadow Steelix, not ideal, to say the least. But, I mean, Water Gun Quagsire should farm down before they can potentially reach an Earthquake. So that's something. 7. Probably a Psychic Fangs, right? I'm going to try my best here to farm down. Maybe I can get a Stone Edge into the Gyarados? I don't think I'll have enough energy for that, honestly. But maybe I just go for an Aqua Tail, even, just to put them into a range where my Corviknight can win against them. Or maybe I just bring in Corviknight now. Dude, okay. That is not ideal at all. But wait, oh, it's Shadow! It's a Shadow Diggersby. I'll have to take a Fire Punch at some point, but Shadow Diggersby makes it so my fast move pressure does a little bit more damage to them than they probably would want. They're at 2. Maybe there's play here. It's gonna be rough no matter what, though, I think. Payback should put them into Aqua Tail range. 3, 4, 5. I have to shield this up. I literally have to. Triple Shadow by our opponent, actually, this game. Triple RPS into us, not gonna lie. Not ideal to see that. But there is a play I can make maybe in a second. Maybe I just got it. No, I didn't. They overfarmed. A CMP sack swap, I think, would have been a very nice play to have made. But now they probably just bank this energy that they have on Diggersby, and they bring in Gyarados. Imagine if I actually got a CMP sack swap off, though. I would have felt pretty good about myself and my odds of winning this game. But now it's over. They have too much energy on that Diggersby. I mean, maybe I can get, like, an Air Cutter boost here, but I need so much energy, because that Diggersby is already at 6, so I basically need to have an Air Cutter, plus only be 8 away from the next Air Cutter coming out of that, so it's not going to matter. We do get a boost, which is kind of cool, but my energy is just not with it right now. Yeah, they no-shield, and it doesn't even matter, like, what happens. Oh, they can shield, I guess, as well. But, like, that also doesn't matter, because they can combo play me. Why do I get 2 attack boosts now? I don't need 2 attack boosts when I am about to lose. It's taunting me. Yeah, they have that Fire Punch loaded. Dang. That was, I think, about as RPS against us as it could have been, though. Like, what realistic play would I have had that game? Maybe Say-swapping my Corviknight could have given us a little bit more play. But that was, I think, no matter what, going to be a pretty uphill battle. Next game. We'll see Quagsire hopefully not get destroyed in the lead. Okay. Not terrible, but, like, it's not amazing. Just because close combat and Night Slash shenanigans are always some of the most annoying things to try to work out in the Go Battle League. They're at 6. They're likely going to Night Slash bait us, right? But if they go for a close combat and I lose my Quagsire, that would be probably game over. They're at 2. They do Night Slash bait. 3, 4, 5. At least my fast move pressure is going to add up against them, but that's about it. because they're going to outpace us quite easily here. 6, 7. Okay, we go for a catch. Could be a Night Slash. If it is a Night Slash, that's not amazing. I would imagine, though, they don't double bait us at this point. It's probably going to be, oh, it's a double bait. Great, so now they're just at the next move. That's like a situation where going for the catch was a bad play. Because they just, that's what they would have wanted to throw into us anyway. Kind of surprised to see this come in, I guess. Maybe I can get to 2 Aqua Tails before they farm us down. If I can, that's very good. If I can't, then they have a lot of energy here, and that's pretty bad. Okay, wait, they throw energy here. I think they might have had a chance to farm us down. It would have been really close, though. Maybe coming down to DRE. So they're at 1. This is looking better than it was a second ago. 2, 3, 4. Aqua Tail hopefully knocks out or puts them into Water Gun downrange. They're 1 away from their next Icicle Spear. Pangoro is still a factor this game. Got to keep that in mind. Down goes the Pilus one. What's going to come in? They're pretty weak to fighting so far. Maybe there's like a flyer in the back. Wouldn't be the most surprising Pokemon to see. I think I farm this down before they get a move off. I do. Okay. Well, that's just a big energy lead now for Quagsire. Okay. And that's a win for Quagsire. That was really bad for about, I don't know, 2 minutes that game. But the last 30 seconds, I think, were pretty fun. All right, next opponent. We'll see Quagsire into Quagsire. Okay, are they on Mudshot or on Water Gun like I am? I think Water Gun provides more consistency in this meta. And they actually are. Nice. Good to see a fellow Water Gun Quag abuser. I do lose CMP, but I think that's fine. I likely should switch out at some point here into my Gyarados, saying I probably need to bait out if they have an electric type. Hopefully they don't, but, you know, we have seen a couple so far today, at least some electric type fast food pressure. So we'll see. Big Aqua Tail. No shield, alright. So they're dry now. Licky Licky, okay. That is their Gyarados answer. That's only a body slam. I know I survived this, but I also know it will hurt more than I'd like. Just because I'm pretty squishy. Yeah. 2. I think Twister does do a little bit more raw damage, so that's what I'm going to try to throw against them. I think I survived the next rollout, so I should be able to go 3 and throw. Oh, nice. We just straight up survive it. We have the next Twister ready to go. This either gets a shield or a knockout. I think I'd prefer a shield at this point, but probably they do let this go. Oh, they shielded. Okay. The reason I like a shield there is because now I can bring in Corviknight and build up a lot of energy on this. I think there's no chance they don't Shadow Ball here, but if they do bait us, you know, that's an insane play, and more power to them. Okay, yeah, Shadow Ball, so they're at 1, 2, 3. They bring in a Bug Bite Fortress. Alright. Bug Bite is a little bit worse into Corviknight, but it's still going to be a little bit more awkward than I'd like it to be, just because Rock Tomb's still a factor this game, right? Okay. Try to bait a payback. They don't shield it. This one could also be a payback, but I think 4 Air Cutters is probably the most consistent way to knock this out, so that's what I'm going to be playing into right now. I still have some Water Gun damage I can get off with my Quagsire, too. Oh, they're just no-shielding everything, huh? At this point, I'm a boosted Corviknight. Do you no-shield again? Because if you no-shield this, I probably farm you down. Yeah, there we go. You gotta shield something, dude. We made him shield a very inefficient attack, and we love to see that. They would probably Bug Bite down my Quagsire, though, if I brought that in. I'm gonna go for the Air Cutter here. Still a little bit of an awkward game, just because there's a lot of little things that my Corviknight has to do to try to win this. Okay, I mean, we have to shield this up, obviously. Well, it's a Sand Tomb, so obviously I didn't have to shield that specifically. But we force energy out of them. I should be able to farm this down, come out of this matchup with an Air Cutter on my Corviknight. If they bring in Licky Licky, I Air Cutter that thing. And then hopefully I win. If they bring in the other guy, I have to watch out and make sure I don't mess up. Okay, well, I was watching for it, and I duped myself. I duped myself so hard. Ah, dude, what am I doing today? If I would have gone for the Air Cutter, I think I'd be able to get a second Air Cutter off against that Fortress. Really nice play by them. Like, I literally I had it in my mind they're going to bring in Fortress and try to freak me out a little bit. 2-3? That's not a way to start out the Jungle Cup. That should have been a 3-2, though. I threw at least 2 of those games. Alright, we gotta make up for the last set there. Shadow Quag into Fortress. Again, depending on the fast move, either really good or kind of bad for me. Okay, maybe in this meta, Bug Bite's a play. I don't think I've seen a single Fortress on Volt Switch in this meta, which makes some sense. I think Bug-type damage is pretty nice here against a lot of things, but there also are a lot of things weak to Electric-type damage, so I don't think it's just a one-size-fits-all kind of thing. I think testing for the fast move is not a bad play in the lead. There's a chance they, for some reason, Sand Tomb bait us, because they know I always shield this, but I don't think that helps him as much as just guaranteeing an attack drop anyway. Whoa, they bring in a Diggersby? Normally, Gyarados is one of the best answers to Diggersby. I am a little bit low on HP, as well as my attack has been debuffed, but I think that's still not necessarily a great answer, saying 2 Aqua Tails will likely land against this thing. And despite the debuff, that does do quite a bit of damage. Alright, well, interesting game so far. They're going to go for a Fire Punch here, try to put us into quick attack downrange, but now I can just switch. And it's not like I'm that scared of the Fortress with my Quagsire, especially after landing a Shadow Aqua Tail for my Gyarados. I think they're in a range where I could probably just Water Gun them down even if I had to. Down goes the Diggersby. Alright. I think I'm going to go for the Aqua Tail immediately here if they let us, just so I don't have to take a Sand Tomb. If they bring in this thing of all things, and they brought in Diggersby into my Gyarados, like, I have to imagine they're a little bit scared right now of Water-type damage. Yeah, that would be the case. Piloswine comes in, of all things, and that is already at half HP, just from Water Gun damage. Part of the reason I really like Water Gun is that more consistent Water-type damage in this meta. There are things that can resist water, obviously, but, like, I feel like for the most part, just the beatdown that you get with Water Gun really helps out against a lot of the top-tier meta Pokemon. Because, I mean, Mudshot, while it did get buffed this season, it's not even that good of a move. Alright, they do knock us out here. That's a little bit sad. But I don't think there's ever a way Piloswine here is going to be able to knock out both my Gyarados as well as my Corviknight. I'm going to bring in Gyarados just to try to get some more fast food pressure here. I bet it does more than Sand Attack. Oh, we don't even need Corviknight that game. Let's go. I guess our Water-type damage is just a little bit too much for him. Next opponent. Gotta stay locked in now. That was a good game. That last game worked out pretty well for us. Okay, and we see a very good lead matchup here. Obviously, they could get a shield from us if they want to stay in and go for a move into us. Oh, but they... okay, they tested the fast move on my Quagsire. They realized... a little bit slowly, but they did realize eventually that I was, in fact, on the Water-type attack, so they swapped out. But they do have some energy there. Do they expect Twister? Honestly, I don't know. They probably shield, but just in case they don't, we'll go for it. And they do shield that up. Well, what's going to happen this game? Do they double shield this? Or at this point, are they fine just, kind of soft losing the ones? I'll Twister again, because I can outpace that Piloswine, or I guess not outpace since they have some energy, but I can force energy out of them, or I can just get like a one-shot, potentially, with my Aqua Tail. They let that go. I think the play they're going to make here is pretty obvious. They're going to try to farm me all the way down. I should stop trying to call plays, because I'm not getting it right. I thought they were going to like one-shield farm down, double Icicle Spear or Quagsire, but I guess they're going to just chuck energy early. Whoa, my Water Guns are doing an absurd amount of damage here, not gonna lie. And it's a good thing they are, because Shadow Dragonite, oh boy. I do not want to see that with my team. We'll see what they do. They do no-shield that, but now they're in Air Cutter range. And I don't think a single Thunder Punch one-shots us. Alright. Could be a scary game if I'm in range now, where I get Powder Snowed down easily by that Piloswine, and I don't think I am. I think at this point, I should be in a good spot. But Shadow Dragonite, like the double Dragon team, actually a little bit scary for this team, because I only have one answer to Altaria on the lineup here. But I think the play is going to be pretty easy. I let this go. We saw how much damage Water Gun does to Shadow Dragonite, right? So we just sacrifice our Corviknight here. We Water Gun this down, we Aqua Tail the Piloswine, and we should be fine. Yeah, I think we're good here. Unless Piloswine's going to be able to get a move off, but they did throw energy into that Gyarados, and they swapped out pretty quickly into this Dragonite, so I do not believe that they can outpace us. They superpower to guarantee a shield. We have the Aqua Tail. And as long as we're not going to get Dragon Breath down before we Water Gun down, we should be fine, but I have way more HP than them. Shadow Dragonite, very squishy Pokemon. I'm pretty sure at this point we're fine. Yeah, okay. That was a dicey one, but just barely able to come out on top. Alright, we got our next battle. Shadow Quag into Shadow Gliscor. They might try to test the fast move like our last opponent, but man, my team is so strong into this Pokemon, it doesn't really matter where we see it. They bring in a Licky Licky here of all things as well. For Shadow Ball probably being thrown, but I'm honestly not that scared of that Gliscor, so I think I'm fine with this. Maybe they Body Slam here too. No, it is a Shadow Ball. Fair enough. 1, 2, 3. I'm going to try to catch a Body Slam. Don't quite get it, but I mean, the Water Gun damage alone has basically done as much as a Payback would have done from my Corviknight, so this is still very fine for us. Plus, I save 100 energy almost on my Quagsire. That's going to be hard for them to come back from. Okay, I'm going to Payback this just to guarantee either a shield or a lot of damage. I do think they survive on 1 HP, so they could no-shield, I guess. But I want to make sure this thing is in Dragon Breath downrange, potentially. Okay, they come back in the Gliscor. Makes sense. 9. Okay, they're building up a lot of energy. But Payback is going to hurt. I don't think they can no-shield this comfortably, but they might no-shield either way. 10. Alright, they're at back-to-back moves now, though. This is actually kind of a smart play by them. Sand Tomb is probably going to come through, right? Does Sand Tomb knock us out, though? It's probably pretty close here. I'm going to shield this up, and I need to call when that Licky Licky comes back in, or, honestly, maybe I just let this go. I could have no-shielded that first Sand Tomb, but I think either way, I'm in a decent spot here, because my Corviknight's still around. Shadow Gyarados, too, is going to get some energy on it. Bug Bite, nice. When I saw this get brought in, I was a little bit scared that we were going to see Volt Switches start shredding my HP, but no, it's going to be the Bug Bite, the classic Bug Bite that we've been seeing in this meta. But I have so much of an energy lead here that I don't even know if it matters if they bait us. I think we can just double Aqua Tail and knock them out, even with a Rock Tomb debuff after the fact. We've done so much to them so far that it should be fine. Licky Licky does have a Body Slam on it, keep that in mind. That Body Slam might knock out our Gyarados at some point, but then I think I just Sand Attack everything down with my Corviknight. Or, like, honestly, I don't even let that happen. I probably just bring in my Corviknight now, right? If I see Licky Licky come in, force a Shadow Ball out of them, and Dragon Breath's gonna be a lot easier to knock out the one guy, you know, the Gliscor, than Sand Attacks would. But yeah, I guess they realized at that point they need to do so much with Licky Licky. Not enough HP. We get the win. Alright, next opponent. We'll see Shadow Quag into Fortress. Okay, well, once again, I am testing for Volt Switch. Are they going to be on Bug Bite, though? Almost certainly. Yeah. But, I mean, Dragon Breath adds up here. Wait. Is this a Sand Tomb? Dude, there's no way. It's a Sand Tomb. I should have no-shielded that. My counts were on point, but, like, I did not trust that they were on point, so I shielded that up. It's just like, why would you Sand Tomb there? I guess I need to, like, not trust my opponent so much. That is diabolical that they just did that. I cannot believe we just fell for that play. But honestly, it's kind of fine, because at this point, my team is pretty good into Bug Bite Fortress anyway. And if they no-shield this, I should be able to farm down. Well, Aqua Tail here to have a little bit better pacing. I would love to see a shield, but likely we see a no-shield either way. Yeah, but I farmed down. And now we have some energy for the backline, but I have gone down 2 shields, which could be a bad play. Big Aqua Tail. Do they know at this point that Aqua Tail is the highest damaging move I can really do against them? I guess Stone Edge technically would do more, but it would be kind of hard to land that, really. Bring in the Quagsire. Bait out the Altaria. Now, this matchup is an incredibly scuffed matchup here that I do not love playing out, but it is still playable for Quagsire. Just because I survive a Sky Attack, we can get to 2 moves here, and we do get the bait with the Aqua Tail. So I think we can get a Stone Edge, right? I think that's how it plays out. Just barely you can, unless they're on, like, Dragon Pulse or Moonblast. We'll see. They Sky Attack. We survive. We get the Stone Edge. So we get both shields from them, likely. With that said, Altaria is still going to be kind of tricky to take down. Because I don't really have a way to one-shot this necessarily with my Corviknight. I'm going to take super effective flamethrower damage. And one payback, as I said, not enough damage here to KO. So I don't love that. But what I think I have to do is I try to payback this and then Dragon Breath the rest of this down. Oh, they try to go for a catch here. Doesn't quite work out for them. But I can overfarm. I can try to get to an Air Cutter against them before they Sand Tomb us. Because if they Sand Tomb, I'm in just fast move farm down range anyway. We get the boost. They should not have switched. Okay, that boost is going to make it so now, even if this doesn't knock out, they should be in farm down range for my Gyarados. That is such a good boost to get. Yeah, I mean, not quite a one-shot, but even Sand Attacks might just knock them out here. They need back-to-back Sky Attacks to win at this point, and they'd also need to not get knocked out by one Dragon Breath here. I don't think that's going to happen. And if they Flamethrower, they cannot stack back-to-back moves. So, one Dragon Breath, I guess we'll take it. That could have been a lot scarier of an endgame. All right, we got our next game. Quagsire, can I win a lead? Well, I can tie a lead. If it's on Water Gun, though, I think I'd prefer to be on... Or if it's on Mudshot, I'd rather be on Water Gun, personally. Okay. Try to go for a catch here. Doesn't work, which is actually really bad, because now they can bait us so much in this matchup. I thought for sure they'd throw after 6. Okay, at least we shield the Stone Edge, so it doesn't even matter. Yo, Spiritomb, that's kind of a cool pick. I gotta, like, refresh on what Pokemon are even allowed in this meta. I'm gonna be honest, I did not realize Spiritomb was one of them. What is the Jungle Cup? There's a lot of Pokemon allowed, I guess. Whoa, that is a lot. Are they just gonna sacrifice this, or do they shield this to get the Rock Tomb off? I mean, either way, I'm pretty happy that Gyarados has put in as much work. Okay, I mean, we get a shield. I feel like at this point, this is gonna be a pretty nice... Do I want to Sand Attack down, or do I want to Water Gun down? Probably Sand Attack would get me more bang for my buck here, but it does reveal my full lineup, so maybe it's a bad idea, but I'd probably get like 5 Sand Attacks here. Oh, I got like 7. That's pretty nice. That's a good energy lead to potentially have. If Quagsire gets brought back in, especially, I can go for a payback pretty quickly, and if it's whatever their final Pokemon is, I guess we'll see. Okay, I mean, that's not a bad Pokemon to see at all. I mean, I think we're in a pretty good spot here, right? We're outside of Aqua Tail range, and I think we just get to 2 Aqua Tails here, and then potentially a payback or 2 with my Corviknight, and that should be good. Yeah, we're back-to-back already. So do they shield this? Do they remember how much energy I have here? I feel like at this point, they probably don't want to take the Water Gun damage on the Crustle if they can help it, so yeah, we do get a shield. But there's my next Water Gun, or Aqua Tail, that is. So we'll get some Water Gun damage into that Crustle, and by the time that they Fury Cutter me down, I think they're going to be in payback range for my Corviknight. They might not even be able to Fury Cutter me down in time. Wait a second, these Fury Cutters are doing nothing. Okay, Quagsire. Insane Pokemon, by the way. I thought the Fury Cutters would do more. And that just knocks out. Okay, well, that was a much more commanding game than it could have been. If they baited us with the Aqua Tail when I tried to go for that catch there, that could have been really awkward. But luckily, I guess the team worked out. And with that, we get a 5-0. We redeem ourselves a little bit for that first set. The 5-0 in the second set, not too bad. Cash that in, 24-08. Pretty good climb. It was a little bit of a slow start with the team, but I think we really started to figure out how to make it work. Shadow Quagsire is always one of my favorite Pokemon in these metas, and Water Gun was pretty helpful today as well. And then Shadow Gyarados as a safe swap, one of the most fun Pokemon I tried out recently. Give it a go if you have one. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, take care, and we'll see you in the next one.